Good evening, Stevens Point. I'm Amy Mitrovic.
And I'm Rachael Ellis.
And this week on SPTV News, spring commencement is right around the corner. A UWSP alum was drafted from the NFL, and the Model UN comes to Stevens Point.
We have all of this and more when we return.
UWSP welcomes a new Vice Chancellor of Business Affairs. After serving for more than 30 years, current Vice Chancellor Greg Deemer has decided to retire and will be succeeded by Kristen Hendrickson. Hendrickson has 14 years of experience in administration, support, and knowledge in budgeting and finance. She has worked at other UW schools such as UW Eau Claire, UW River Falls, and Madison and Illinois State University. As the Vice Chancellor of Business Affairs, Hendrickson will lead about 160 full-time employees. That includes the faculty services, capital planning and budgeting, financial operations, and much more. She'll also become the Chief of Financial Officers of the university, making her responsible for the UW Stevens Point $219 million operation budget. Hendrickson will report to the Chancellor and serve on his executive team. She'll begin after Deemer retires on June 30th.
Spring commencement is just around the corner. Families and friends will gather to celebrate UW Stevens Point students' achievement of receiving their diploma. This can be a great memory for students if they are prepared. Before you can walk at commencement, students must make sure to RSVP by Friday, May 5th. Students can RSVP online by visiting the UW Commencement webpage. Students can also purchase their cap, gown, and tassel through the university bookstore from May 8th through the 12th. Also through those dates, graduates can reserve and/or claim their 6 tickets for the ceremony at the Information and Tickets desk located in the DUC. You must have a student ID in order to pick up the tickets. Commencement takes place on Saturday, May 20th in the Multi-Activity Center and the Health Enhancement Center. The ceremony will begin at 9:30 a.m. for graduates of the College of Letters and Sciences and Natural Resources, and 2 p.m. for graduates from the College of Professional Studies and Fine Arts and Communication.
Wisconsin taxpayers in larger cities may have a harder time receiving their tax refunds. These taxpayers in cities such as Milwaukee, Green Bay, Wisconsin Dells may be asked by the state to verify their identity before receiving their refunds. Due to this extra security step, people may have to wait as much as 12 weeks before receiving their check. This year, 60,000 to 90,000 Wisconsin tax filers will have to verify to the State Department of Revenue that they are not an identity thief by giving a PIN number, answering personal questions, or providing documents. State officials defend their approach but won't say how they and the state's private contractor determine who needs to confirm the identity. Last year, the state says it stopped $63 million in refunds because of errors or fraud. The state uses software from Colorado firms Fast Enterprises, which analyzes tax data from states such as Wisconsin for signs of identity thieves, claiming false refunds in a taxpayer's name. The state will not reveal what factors they input to the software to prevent further fraud.
Surf into finals with relaxation and confidence with the 5th annual Final Frenzy run this Friday. SPTV's own Sartell and Erika Jones have more.
UWSP Dining and Summer Conferences has the annual Final Frenzy Fun Run coming up. We interviewed Rachael, Lindenberg, and Jemen for more information.
Finals Frenzy Fun Run is a 5K run or a 3K walk. It's hosted by Dining and Summer Conferences. We run through Schmitt Reserve and then we end up here back at DeBow.
This is an event for UWSP campus.
For any UWSP students and faculty.
There is a small fee to attend this event.
It's free for UWSP students and $5 for faculty, and you can pre-register online.
This is a great event to let loose and relieve stress before finals come around.
Dining and Summer Conferences created this to provide a stress relief for students and faculty during the time when finals can come around in the spring. And so it's promoting health and wellness in our campus community.
The Dining Summer Conferences and Resident Hall Association team up together to engage the community with fun events.
It engages our students, so we're employee-based at the Dining and Summer Conferences, and we like to pair with the Residence Hall Association, and so engaging our community in physical activity and wellness, I think, is the goal of ours.
To sign up, go to the Dining and Summer Conferences website on the UWSP homepage.
Our run typically starts at 3:30 p.m. on the Friday before finals. This year it's a little early, but immediately after the fun run we have RHA Spring Fest, and so there'll be inflatables and goodies and prizes and games, and also a walking taco bar that's free for students. And so we really enjoy having that, and hope you guys can come join us.
This is Sarah Sartell and Erika Jones reporting for SPTV.
For more information, search Dining and Summer Conferences on the UWSP homepage or sign up at the DeBow Circle for last-minute participants at 3:30.
Pro-Life Week, an anti-abortion event, was last week. Breanna Schmitt has more on the story.
Pro-Life Week is an event that is put on by the organization Pointers for Life.
It's a series of events that is just meant to bring awareness to pro-life issues on the campus and get students involved in talking about it.
The events that occur during Pro-Life Week are meant to show students that there are many resources for unplanned pregnancies that are available to them.
There are people that can guide them through all 9 months, ways to pay for it, ways to, have support along the whole way. It's really just to show them that they have other options that are realistic and that can happen, and that they don't always have to choose abortion if they don't think that they can handle it or pay for it, that we're there to guide them and help them.
On Monday, Pointers for Life organized an event called the Cemetery of Innocence, where 3,000 white flags were placed on the ground to show how many babies are aborted every day in the U.S. On Tuesday, students could sign a poster at DeBow to stand up for all the aborted babies.
And then a couple other days we just ask people, why they are pro-life or why they're pro-choice, just to kind of see where the campus is at.
Stephanie LaRose from First Choice Pregnancy Resource Center was there to help with Pro-Life Week.
I am here on behalf of the Pointers for Life, sharing what my organization does within the community. Today I'm hosting a survey. I asked a couple of questions on just how I can better serve the community.
First Choice has a lot of resources for students like sexual health, pregnancies, and unplanned pregnancies, and makes an effort to help students in the most effective way. This is Breanna Schmitt with SPTV News.
To find out more about Pro-Life Week or Pointers for Life, contact the President Megan Wagner.
Many graduating seniors have received the Chancellors Leadership Award. The recipients have contributed much to the school community and students. SPTV's Ji-Sung Kim has more.
Students who have received the Chancellors Leadership Award have shown exceptional work in their academic field and their leadership positions. Kishang Lee and Ta Xiong are 2 seniors who have been recognized. They appreciate their recognition.
It feels really good. I know I've done a lot for the university, and I've done so much, and it's kind of a nice warm feeling inside to know that people saw what I did and I was recognized for it. Like I tell people, being a leader, it's not just what you do for your job, but it's also like the things above and beyond. And I've always done that extra mile to do something above and beyond. There are times I felt it was unnecessary because I felt like no one cares, no one sees it. They only see what I do in my job description. But to be recognized and know that people saw that I did other things it's nice.
I'm really honored to have been nominated by several people, several faculty and staff that I've worked with over my 4 years here at the university, and I think that was what was most meaningful for me, that they saw something valuable in me, and they saw all of the hard work I've put into my career here at UWSP.
Both students have been involved in various aspects of campus leadership opportunities.
I've worked for several different offices, the longest one being the International Students Office. On top of that, I've also worked as a peer mentor, I've worked as a diversity ambassador, I've worked as currently the Inclusivity Director for the Student Government Association.
As it comes near to their graduation, Lee and Xiong have already made plans for their future career.
I'm ready to graduate and be done, but my future plans will be just to attend pharmacy school this fall. I'll be in Madison doing that program for another 4 years. and then hopefully stay really connected to my Hmong community. I know I'm really connected to my Hmong community in Appleton, but I want to connect with more around Wisconsin, the U.S.
I think it will be a little bit sad, but mostly I think I will be super excited to move on to the next part of my life. And for me, that takes me to Denver, Colorado, where I will be volunteering with City Year AmeriCorps for 1 year. And for that program, I'll be helping out in high-need schools in Denver. So I'm super excited. I can't wait to go back and work hands-on with kids and really help them find themselves and grow.
Lee and Sean will continue to be leaders using their leadership skills which they have gained here at UWSP. For SPTV, I'm Ji Sung Kim.
The 2017 spring graduation will be happening on May 20th. It will be held in the Multi-Activity Center of the HEC, same as last year's graduation.
Shmi Quiz's latest Canon-like hike will allow you the chance to meet their very own superheroes, the Dragonfly. Shmi Quiz wants you to join them at the campfire circle to learn about some of the amazing superorganisms such as the dragonfly, ant, stick bug, and water bear. The event includes powerful activities, hero versus villain craft and snack station, and pursue superhero-inspired gifts in the Brow Shop. This event takes place on Friday, May 5th, at 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. at the Shmi Quiz Reserve Visitor Center. Well, that's all the news we have for you this evening.
We will be right back with sports after the break.
Warzala, the 7th largest book printer in North America, is hiring students for the semester. We are 100% employee-owned and located right here in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. All shifts currently hiring, with jobs starting at $10.80 an hour. Hours are flexible. For more information, contact the Warzala HR department.
Welcome back, Pointers. This week in sports, Packers have the newest crop of rookies after drafting 10 players through 7 rounds of the NFL draft and signing 14 undrafted free agents. The team had the 29th overall pick in the first round last Thursday night, but traded that pick to the Cleveland Browns. In that trade, they got the first pick of the second round. With the 33rd overall pick, the Packers selected cornerback Kevin King out of Washington on Friday night. Badger fans got what they were hoping for when the Packers drafted Wisconsin linebacker Vince Biegel with the first pick in the 4th round on Saturday afternoon. The rest of the league saw the Packers take 3 running backs throughout the draft. In other draft news, Wisconsin linebacker TJ Watt was taken with the 30th overall pick in the 1st round by the Pittsburgh Steelers, and former Badger and Pointer Ryan Ramczyk taken with the 32nd overall pick in the 1st round by the New Orleans Saints. Coming off the team drafting 3 running backs, the Packers cut veteran Christine Michael and second-year man Don Jackson. Michael finished last season with 31 rushes for 114 yards and a touchdown with the Packers. Jackson finished last season with 10 rushes for 32 yards in an injury-shortened season. Switching over to the ball diamond now, the UWSP baseball team finds themselves in the midst of a 2-game losing streak as the record stands at 16-16 on the season. The Pointers played a pair of doubleheaders over the weekend on the road against La Crosse. Friday, the Pointers lost Game 1 6-4, but won the second game by a score of 4-3. On Saturday, the Pointers lost both games of the doubleheader, Game 1 11-7 and Game 2 2-1. The Pointers had a doubleheader scheduled for Tuesday against Marian University, but that was rescheduled due to poor field conditions at Marian. The Pointers wrap up their conference season this weekend with a pair of doubleheaders against UW Stout on Friday, and with the doubleheader on Saturday serving as Senior Day. The UWSP softball team played a doubleheader this past Saturday on the road against La Crosse and split both games of the doubleheader. They won Game 1 by a score of 2-0 and lost Game 2 by a score of 3-2. The Pointers had their doubleheader against Wisconsin Lutheran on Tuesday rescheduled for the third time due to poor field conditions at WLC. No makeup date has been announced at this time. In last week's NFL draft, former Pointer and current Stevens Point native Ryan Ramczyk was drafted 32nd overall by the New Orleans Saints in the first round of the NFL draft. SPTV's Joey Huebsch caught up with head football coach Tom Durnell and former Pointer quarterback Kyle Larson to get the reactions about Ramczyk getting drafted by the Saints.
Last week, former UWSP football standout and current Stevens Point native Ryan Ramczyk had his life changed forever when he was drafted by the New Orleans Saints in the first round of the NFL draft last Thursday. He became the highest drafted football player ever to play at UWSP and became the 6th player in school history to be drafted by an NFL team and the first since 1999. Ramczyk played 2 seasons at UWSP and played in all 10 games in 2013 and 2014. Coach Tom Durnell discussed what it was like to coach him the 2 seasons that he played at UWSP.
Ryan was just a hard-nosed, hard-working, humble guy. And he showed up every day and he just worked. He didn't want to have any credit, didn't want to be interviewed by any of the media. I'm just going to show up, I'm going to work. He's a lot like Jordan Zimmerman, a humble guy. Jordan's been a 2-time All-Star, and he hasn't gone to the All-Star game. He's just gone back to Auburndale and fished and cut grass and baled hay and just wants to be left alone and doesn't like that limelight. So Ryan's similar in that, I'm going to do my job and I'm going to work hard. He did it at a very high level, and I don't know I don't think any Division III program has ever seen somebody like him just dominate. We knew that, and everybody knew. Everybody we played is like, hey, who's this kid? And he was a freshman. It's like, he's a special player. I'm like, yeah, we know. We're really lucky. So, great kid to coach. Great role model.
Former Pointer quarterback Kyle Larson also had a chance to develop a relationship with Ryan when he met him in his freshman year.
Well, he was here for 2 years, and I got on campus during his second year. And when I got here, we weren't that close, but I talked to him quite a bit because he was our left tackle, and I was very thankful of that. And you could just tell, when I got here, he was the silent leader of the group. He was very soft-spoken, but he did everything right. Worked his tail off in the weight room, on the field. Just a very good role model for younger kids to learn from. It was a pleasure playing with him.
With Ryan being drafted last Thursday night by the New Orleans Saints, both Coach Durnell and former Pointer quarterback Kyle Larson had their own reactions to Ryan's draft selection.
Huge for Ryan Ramczyk, huge for Stevens Point, huge for Wisconsin, that you have a first-round draft pick, and it's a big difference between pick number 32 and pick number 33 in a lot of ways. So I'm really, really happy for him.
It was amazing. We were my roommates and I were all watching the draft at our house, and just seeing that for him, knowing a kid that worked so hard to reach his dreams and goals. And actually accomplish it. That was very cool. When he was here, we all knew he probably shouldn't be here. He should be at a bigger school, and that really held true when he went to Madison and really performed well. And then just seeing him walk across that stage last Thursday night was really cool, and very happy for him.
Everyone from the Stevens Point and UWSP community wish the best of luck to Ryan in his NFL career and hope he is successful. This is Joey Huebsch reporting, SPTV Sports.
We congratulate Ryan on being drafted by the New Orleans Saints. That's all the sports stories we have for you tonight. Up next is Entertainment News with Nicole Pfeiffer. I'm Ben Zitouni for SPTV Sports.
Are you interested in pursuing a career in animals or just looking for a way to help preserve wildlife? Then the Wildlife Society might be just for you. As one of the largest organizations at UWSP, you will have your chance to help in projects that study and preserve animals, network with professionals, and meet like-minded people. Join us Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and join the Wildlife Society today.
Welcome back, Pointers. In entertainment this week, the Black Student Union hosted a documentary showing in the hopes of bringing awareness of a specific issue to UWSP. The film, called Milwaukee 53206, showcases how mass incarceration is taking place in Wisconsin and the effect that it is having on families. The film follows 3 different Milwaukee families as they attempt to deal with the effects that the incarceration is having on their lives. There was a panel following the movie that had actors from the film, as well as a UWSP students from the Milwaukee area, and a public defender. There was 1 faculty-geared session and 1 for students. It took place on Thursday, May 4th from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Grab your wands and broomsticks because Entertainment Productions is bringing the magic of Hogwarts to Stevens Point. They are showing all 8 Harry Potter films this week in the DUC. Watch the boy who lived and his friends grow up and face the challenges presented by Lord Voldemort in his attempt to take over the Wizarding World. The film showings start on Wednesday, May 2nd with the first 3 films, but the 4th, 5th, and 6th films will be shown on Friday, May 5th. The last 2 films in the saga will be shown on May 6th. Admission is free with a student ID or $3 without. There will also be snacks on a first-come, first-served basis. If you have an interest in theater, the Central Wisconsin Area Community Theater is looking for help with their latest production. Nicole Seiter has more information on how to get involved.
There is a new production coming to Stevens Point. The story brings the children's characters on an adventure.
So Raggedy Ann and Andy is a story about children's characters come to life. So if you've ever seen the folk dolls of Raggedy Ann and Andy, it is those characters come to life on stage and they go on an adventure throughout kind of a storybook land.
The community theater is looking for help with many aspects of the production.
There are so many ways to get involved. Auditions are coming up on May 8th and 9th, 6:30 to 9:30 at the CWACT Shack. There's also a lot of backstage stuff that we need to have done, so moving set pieces, makeup, costumes. There's a lot that goes into a production, so if you're not the type of person that necessarily wants to get up on stage, there's still a lot of help that we could use.
The production's taking place on July 7th and 8th at the Century Theater, and then again at the Suzuki Conference on UWSP's campus. For SPTV News, I'm Nicole Seiter.
There is no experience required to audition or participate. The UWSP Theater and Dance Department is putting on their last production of the semester. Blood Wedding is a drama that combines realism and surrealism as the characters have to make a choice between their duty and their passion. The play takes place in a rural Spanish village and follows 2 families as they prepare for a marriage of their children. However, drama is sparked involving the bride and her former fiancé, and both families are spun into turmoil. The play will take place on May 5th through 7th and again on May 10th through 12th at 7:30 in the Studio Theater of the Noel Fine Arts Center. There will also be a matinee on May 7th. For ticket information and prices, visit the UWSP Ticket and Information Office located in the DUC. That's all we have for you this week for entertainment news. Now over to Evan Peterson with Porter Politics. I'm Nicole Pfeiffer with SPTV Entertainment News.
Thanks, Nicole. This week in politics, Madison lawyer Tim Burns announced that he is running for a seat in the Wisconsin Supreme Court. In spring of 2018, Michael Gableman's seat will be up for election. It's unclear whether or not Gableman will run for re-election of his position. The Wisconsin Supreme Court is the highest appellate court in Wisconsin and has a total of 7 members. Burns is a very active member of the Wisconsin court system. He works for the firm Perkins Coie, sits on the board of Liberal American Constitution Society, and is a chairman of the American Bar Association on Impartial Courts. Burns wants to bring fairness and justice to Wisconsin courts. It is over 3 months into Donald Trump's presidency, and there are still disputes concerning the possible swaying of the election. FBI Director James Comey is in the hot seat this week as he explains to senators the motive behind his decision to alert Congress of the FBI's investigation into emails that were potentially linked to Hillary Clinton's private server. He is currently testifying in front of a Judiciary Committee in a hearing about the oversight of the FBI. Comey also states that Russia is actively trying to influence U.S. politics as well. There will be a second hearing taking place to determine the facts surrounding Comey's influence on the 2016 election as well as possible Russian involvement. The United Nations Student Organization, along with Poli-Sci 387, has spent the year simulating the proceedings of the United Nations. where each student is assigned a role. The group even visited New York at a large-scale conference and represented UWSP at the event. Austin Lepak has more.
The United Nations Student Organization and Poli-Sci 387 has always emphasized the importance of students being informed on the world around them, and for good reason.
Everything that happens internationally has some sort of domino effect on the United States as well. You know, it might be big, it might be small, but something happening in the Middle East definitely has a big impact on the United States.
And by keeping up with current politics, the students in both the student organization and class are able to practice essential communication skills, something their professor agrees is very important.
To provide students with an opportunity to strengthen their communication skills, which is really important, their negotiation skills, because they serve as national delegates from member states and they discuss certain issues with each other.
Students not only have a place to practice their communication skills, they also have a place to meet all sorts of fellow students.
You make some wonderful, wonderful friends, people that you would have never met of your own accord, maybe people that you really thought you had nothing in common with, people outside of your major, outside of even your area of interest, but you all come together to achieve this really fantastic goal.
Both the United Nations Student Organization along with Poli-Sci 387 are outstanding opportunities for students. For SPTV News, this has been Austin Lepak reporting.
To find out more, contact Professor Cardle or visit the Department of Political Science. April 29th marked the 100th day of Donald Trump's presidency. The first 100 days have been filled with scandals, miscommunication, and a variety of international issues. Trump also has the lowest approval rating of any president at this point in their presidency, with 44% of people approving his policies and 54% disapproving of his actions. Over the course of his time at the White House, Trump has further advanced orders on the Keystone and Dakota pipelines. His nomination for the Supreme Court was approved. His accusations of wiretapping in Trump Tower were proven false, and a few of his key staff left and were replaced. The 100 days mark is often used as a means of determining presidential success. While some of his campaign promises have come through, there's still a lot of work for Trump to do. That's all we have for you this week in Pointer Politics. I'm Evan Peterson, and we'll be right back after the commercial break.
Stand by camera 1. Coming in on camera in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take camera 1.
SPTV News serves Stevens Point, the largest city in Portage County and home to 26,000 people. SPTV News covers campus, local, and national news, as well as local sports and entertainment. Melissa Mitrovic will present you the latest in Point news. Tune in to Charter Channel 983 or visit our YouTube channel. SPTV News, pointing to you.
That's all we have for SPTV for you this week, and this newscast is our last one for the year, and we would like to extend a huge thank you to not only the staff and the audience, but to our general members as well. You've all worked so hard this year.
Yes, Nicole and I would like to extend a huge thank you to everyone who's helped make news possible this year. We also want to extend a huge thank you to you, Mimi, for being a really awesome GM. Thank you. Thank you very much. We also have our two other anchors who are going to come and say something as well.
You guys are going to make me cry.
Well, it's your last show, but thanks for everything. You were a great teacher, and you know you're going to do great things.
Oh, guys.
So thanks for everything.
Oh, thank you guys. I've had an awesome last 4 years here at UWSP and SPTV, and I'm so thankful to be you guys' general manager and your friend, and I hope the best for you guys next year.
Don't forget about us.
Of course not. Exactly. I will come visit. Well, you know, you can still keep yourself updated with SPTV, even though we're not running any more shows for the rest of the year. So until next time, Stevens Point, and for the very last time for me, have a great night.